What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. In today's episode, we are talking about Feebas Day. The good, the bad, the ugly, my personal opinion, all that good stuff. So, let's get right to it. Uh, the good things about Shiny Feebas Day was it did introduce a new Shiny, which is now continued to be in the game. You can now continue to get Shiny Feebas as a possibility from 10k eggs, from research, out in the wild, all that good stuff. So it's another Shiny, pretty cool, and it's a good Shiny. Another good thing, you're able to get some more research done, work towards your research medal if that's important to you. Another thing was that you were able to get like a pretty decent IV Feebas. I saw a lot more reports of people getting like 100% IV Feebas than a shiny Feebas, which was kind of cool. Another good thing about it was that some of the research tasks that they had were actually pretty fun. They were good. They were just difficult enough regarding the throw ones, where it wasn't too easy, but at the same time, they also kind of messed up with some of the research. But I'll get to that when I get to the negatives. Another good thing about it was it is another event day, another time where you can kind of plan and kind of go out and do things specifically for Pokemon Go, meet up with a few people, have some fun. Now, let's get to the negatives, which there were a lot of. A lot of people had a lot of negative things to say about the event, whether it was the 3-hour time span or the tasks were too hard, like 15 nice throws was too many nice throws. Not regarding it's difficult to get a nice throw, but just the amount of nice throws, especially when you're trying to also walk Pokemon, walking at a buddy distance, which, by the way, just change your buddy over to a 1km. Some people didn't know about different buddy distances and were just continuing to walk whatever buddy they had, which in a lot of cases is a 10k Pokemon because they're rarer. So walking Lucario or walking Finneon or Bronzor or Skorupi or one of the newer Gen 4 Pokemon, a lot of people were still walking those instead of Magikarp or a Geodude, which is only 1km. Now, additionally, negative was just the shiny rate was the base 1 in 60 that a regular research shiny is, and that was unexpected, but also it's hard to get a 1 in 60 shiny because it's 1 in 60. That means even if you get to 60 stops, okay, let's say you travel, you go to a downtown urban area where there's tons of Pokestops. Even if you do 60 research tasks, it's not guaranteed, and that's kind of crazy, especially for a lot of rural players where they might have not even 20 Pokestops. So there was that also. So a couple negatives in there for sure. And of course, a lot of people complain about the weather because right now it's January, which for, what is it, I think the Northern Hemisphere, I'm pretty sure that's how it works out. The Northern Hemisphere right now, you're having, winter. But right now, in the Southern Hemisphere, it's actually summer. So, yeah, there is that. It's not winter for everyone. It's not 10 degrees for everyone right now. Right now in Australia, it's summer. They're having the Australian Open. It's 100 degrees. Or not 100, but, something like that. It's summer right now in Australia. So there is that. There are things. It is a global event, a global community. So it'll work out, especially because this will probably be another monthly thing along with Community Day. So now we're looking at okay, so I'm going to get back into the bright side because I'm a positive perspective kind of a person. So that's the thing is this is going to continue on probably for the rest of the year. So we're getting 12 more new shinies added to the game, which is amazing. Okay, that's 12 more new Pokemon. And they could be Feebas, where it's a 10k Pokemon shiny, where it's not a 3-stage evolution. So we could be looking at things like Snorlax from a research. We could be looking at Sudowoodo. Shout out to Mystic7. There's a lot of Pokemon from the 10k group that could be added as shinies in this way. They could do other cool shinies if they're looking just at oh wow, this is a good shiny. They could do stuff like that as well. also personally, I, in my opinion, had fun during the event. Not like, and look at the video. I did not get my shiny Feebas until this last third of the video, like over an hour and a half into the event. Almost 2 hours into the event was when I got my first shiny Feebas, and I was lucky enough where I got a second shiny Feebas. But even then, like, I liked the fact that they put it on this event during another event. So right now there is the Hoenn celebration with other new shinies to go through, and you're going around and you're purposely trying to catch as many Pokemon as possible because of the 15 nice throws, 10 great throws. So you're doing a lot of shiny checks just as a part of the research day. So I liked that aspect of it. The one thing where I did not like was I was stuck with 7k eggs. I had a full batch of 9 7k eggs, and I tried to stack them to try and like work it out to the best way I could. But like that's the thing, is like one thing where they messed up in this event was the lack of a special 2k egg. We've seen this done in other events, egg celebration, the Easter egg events, Pokemon Go, like the Pokemon Go Fest had special 2k eggs, and some of those other like kind of festival where they have special 2k eggs during the event. I think they could have done that during this 3-hour time span. That could have helped a lot. And also, like, just now we know, like, going into the future, we kind of know like what to expect. So now you can start like having Pokemon, knowing that you're gonna have to hatch a lot of eggs. You can do what I did in my last video and like stack them so that they're popping off every like 1 kilometer, and that way you're getting your 1k in buddy and you're hatching eggs strategically instead of just like throwing them in as soon as it's done in the incubator. But yeah, special 2k eggs would be amazing to the event. Also, maybe upping the shiny rate from the regular 1 in 60 to like maybe like 1 in 30, like not like a 1 in 24, like regular community day odds, or like a 1 in like 20 or something less than that. And but like downing it a little bit, not like 1 in 60, because that was kind of crazy, especially for rural players. Like, my heart goes out to them because I live like right next to a rural community, Loxahatchee, where like I'll drive over there and there's like 3 Pokestops in like miles of radius. There's like 3 Pokestops, no gyms. It's kind of crazy. So there is that. Personally, I enjoyed the event because I was able, like, I had fun just like talking with people, and like when I didn't have any shinies, I could like relate to other people who also didn't have any shinies. I could be like, wow, you got a shiny, to the people that did have a shiny, like, wow, like, congrats, like, you're doing great, etc. But yeah, it was definitely, my opinion is a little different because I did actually have fun during the event. A lot of the YouTubers, actually, I've noticed, like, they had fun during the event, and that's because we're making content out of it. It's something for us to do. It's another thing that we can report on. So we're having fun. It's another thing to do. But as a player, it was a little stressful, especially getting into that, like, hour in, and I'd only done like 4 and I'd only done 4 researches because I got stuck with all like hatch and egg quests, and I had 7k eggs. So I can definitely relate to the struggle of it. But yeah, there is that. But on the bright side, there is, like I said, shiny Feebas is now out in the wild. It's not gone forever. It's not like it was exclusive. But there are definitely other things that they could have done. Other things I've seen in comments and on Twitter to make this better next time Niantic is to go ahead and throw like another thing on top of it, like Feebas having like a special move, or if you evolve a Melodic during that time, you get a special move. Or having like double Stardust, or like I said before, just like a couple seconds ago, special 2k eggs that could have like cooler things in there, like 10k Pokemon from a 2k. Like, that's honestly always something that people like. Even if it's like a troll of a 10k, like a Sudowoodo or a Skarmory, it's still like from a 2k instead of investing 10 kilometers into a Pokemon. So there's that. And then also like maybe having like double candy or double buddy candy, half the distance on a buddy. Those would all be very cool things to see added to this, because this limited research thing is probably going to be a monthly thing from now on. And even though a lot of people like did not like it, I think Niantic recently has done a really good job of listening to the community and trying to like make things a little better, a little different. So I'm really looking forward to next month's limited research, whatever that is, and also Community Day still hasn't been released yet. So hopefully it is something very cool, like a Bagon or a Routes. That'd be cool. And then next month's limited research, we have no clue what they're going to be doing with this. So very interested in to see what will be happening with limited research. And let me know in the comment section below how you guys did. If you got your shiny Feebas, if you didn't, how many research you did. If you were stuck in a rural area, I'm sorry. If you were stuck in a rural area and still got a shiny, congrats, that's amazing. You beat the odds in so many ways. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you thought, what your take was, and if you enjoyed it. And also, let me know if you have any other ideas that maybe I didn't touch on. Anyway, that is the end of the episode right there. If you did like it, go ahead, smash that thumbs up button. If you enjoyed the series, please subscribe. And as always, God bless, and see you for another episode of Pokemon Go.